Alright everyone, welcome to Tomahawk DIY. Today we're going to take a look at some shelves that can easily and quickly be built for fairly low cost in one's basement or garage or other storage area. The key components are some OSB board, around 1/2 inch or 5/8 inch. This particular installation we used 1/2 inch OSB sheets, some 2x3 lumber, all fairly inexpensive, and drywall screws. Now the trick to putting together an installation like this is thinking about how it will be assembled to make it go as quickly as possible. And back against the wall you can use the 2x3 and shoot your drywall screws into studs within the wall. You might need a stud finder or the old knock on the wall until you find where a stud is method. You put those boards on the wall beforehand, and then you assemble your shelves. As you assemble your shelves, you take your OSB, cut it to the desired width, screw on the front board, and then you can set that assembled shelf up onto the back onto the pre-mounted 2x3 on the wall. Once that's mounted on the wall, the other trick is to get your vertical supports in the front. It's helpful to have a friend or possibly some clamps to hold these in place, make sure everything's level, and use some screws to assemble those. These are fairly sturdy shelves. You can do them in several different widths. Right here we've got an 18-inch depth. Over here I believe it's 2 feet. It may even be 2.5 feet here to give a little added depth. Okay, you can also take your shelves and get a little bit creative here. Here is a peninsula coming out that's kind of freestanding. The key with this is some support up at the ceiling, where it's been tied in with the 2x4s or 2x3s into the studs or the joists up above in the roof. And then there's a tie-in over here against our shelves on the wall where it's connected together. Again, really just focusing on using 2x3s and some plywood or OSB board to assemble the shelves. You can put a back on it like this. I used some thinner material there. I believe that was actually 1/4 inch. Again, fairly inexpensive materials, not much to look at, but quite strong. Another nice feature that's fairly easy to assemble is a little table or a workbench. This can be a standing height. The particular one I made, you could do it at different heights. Again, we're focusing on using our 2x3s, tying together, providing some support. Makes a great place for a work stool to sit, do some work, and have some shelving. Alright, so there you have an overview. Quite a simple, straightforward way to make some fairly sturdy shelves. I should point out as well, the wider shelves, we use some cross bracing to provide some support under the OSB board, whereas the more narrow shelves don't necessarily need that cross bracing. It's also worth noting that if you want the shelves to be a little extra sturdy, you can take and either screw or glue in a narrow strip of wood. This is a 1x3 that provides some added support here, so you're not relying solely upon the drywall screws to provide the support, but there's also some added support for the shelves as the weight builds. Easy to assemble, inexpensive, and provide some excellent storage in a garage or a basement or other shed area where shelves don't need to be very much to look at.